Well, those were the words coming in from the wise. But moving on to all the stocks that are buzzing in trade, then Canara Bank is the counter that is in focus today. It is up trading with the gains of 1.2% right now. It has received approval to initiate the process of diluting 13% of the bank stake by listing of Canara Robeco Asset Management Company Limited on the stock exchange by the IPO, subject to approval, of course, from the RBI and the Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance and the Government of India. And on the back of this news flow, Canara Bank is up to 1.2% in trade right now, Srishti.
All right, but another stock that is definitely shining bright, that is Muthoot Finance, and not just Muthoot Finance, even Manappuram Finance. Both these gold finance companies are shining on the back of record high levels coming in for the gold. But if we talk about Muthoot Finance specifically, that's in focus on the back of a brokerage note as well, where Investec has come out with a note. They do maintain their buy rating with a target price of 1,550 rupees. What they're saying that they are initiating a long fast on Muthoot as they expect higher than anticipated growth in their gold AUM. The restrictions on the IIFL Finance gold loan operation should benefit Muthoot, and the average gold price has grown by 4.5% on a quarter-on-quarter basis in Q4 as well. Now, there has been a slowdown in the unsecured loan side, but other segments, especially the microfinance segment, should deliver strong growth in Q4, and they expect upgrades to the consensus estimates post the Q4 results. So that's the Investec take on coming in on Muthoot Finance. But just today as well, after a 4.5% gain, we are seeing that the stock price right now is very close to Investec's target of 1,550 rupees.
All right, moving on to Prestige Estate. Shesha, this counter has been in news time and again. In fact, just look at the stellar gains that it has given over the last 6 months, over 100% return. Even today it is up 7% in trade today. Tell us what's powering the stock today.
As you mentioned, real estate stocks have been on a tear, and Prestige Estates in particular is up nearly 7%. This after the company informed the exchanges that the Prestige Group has inked a landmark deal with ADIA, or Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, and Kotak AIF for about 2,000 crores. The company also said that it aims to develop projects worth about 18,000 crores. Projects will be developed across 4 cities, and the deal is to capitalize on growth opportunities in the residential space. Apart from this, management is very positive on the deal going forward. They say that the deal will help in accelerating growth and expansion and increasing demand and consolidation that's happening in the real estate sector. Funds to aid the development of greenfield residential projects will be used across 4 cities: Bengaluru, Mumbai, Delhi NCR region and Goa, and they expect significant contribution to the top line on account of the deal that they have signed. So very positive development that has taken place on the stock, because of which the stock is gaining nearly 6.5% today.
All right, then that's the take coming in on this particular counter. But with this, viewers, let's move on and let's focus to what Paradeep Phosphate is doing. In Gaurav, take us through what's happening at this particular stock name, why the stock is up around 4.5%.
Yes, we have seen a positive momentum coming up in Paradeep Phosphate, and the reason being that on March 18, company had informed the exchanges that they are shutting down the company's ammonia and urea plant, which is situated in Goa. But now the company has said that the same plant has been resumed for production, and on the back of this news, we saw some positive momentum coming up in this stock. The stock is up almost 4.5% in today's trade. So it will, this is an important news for the company, because this resuming the stock, resuming the production will kind of add the revenue for the company in the time coming ahead.
All right, moving on then, as the RBI turns 90 today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaks about the mega initiatives taken by the RBI in these 10 years, which has led a boost for the rural economy. Let's go across and listen in to what he had to say.
बीते 10 वर्षों में हमने सेंट्रल बैंक, बैंकिंग सिस्टम और अंतिम पायदान पर खड़े व्यक्ति के बीच इस कनेक्ट को हाईलाइट किया है। गरीबों का फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन आज इसका बहुत बड़ा उदाहरण है। आज देश में 52 करोड़ जनधन खाते हैं। इनमें भी 55% से ज्यादा खाते महिलाओं के नाम पर है। इसी फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन का प्रभाव आप एग्रीकल्चर और फिशरीज जैसे सेक्टर्स में भी देख सकते हैं। आज 7 करोड़ से ज्यादा फार्मर्स, फिशरमैन और पशुपालक के पास किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड्स हैं। इससे हमारी रूरल इकोनॉमी को एक बहुत बड़ा पुश मिला है। कोऑपरेटिव सेक्टर को भी पिछले 10 वर्षों में बड़ा बूस्ट मिला है। सहकारिता में कोऑपरेटिव बैंक की एक बहुत बड़ी भूमिका होती है और ये रिजर्व बैंक के रेगुलेशन और सुपरविजन का एक महत्वपूर्ण क्षेत्र भी है।
And as RBI turns 90 today, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman speaks how the RBI has taken steps to stabilize the yields despite monetary tightening, which in return has aided to a strong Indian economy. Let's go across and listen into her.
RBI manages its debt, which is very important for government, inflation management, despite monetary tightening pressures, and the measures which have been taken for monetary tightening has stabilized the GSEC yields, which is very important for the economy. The stability in GSEC markets has contributed to overall financial market resilience and investor confidence in the Indian economy.
Welcome back. You're tuned into Market Fatafat, where we are telling you all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. And for that, on technicals, we are now joined by Samit Chauhan, who's the chief analyst, technicals and derivatives from Angel Broking. And of course, Ashesha and Gaurav join us back on the show. But coming to you, Samit, first, you've picked out Tata Steel for us. Tata Steel, this counter, has been doing really well in the last 6 months also. And, today, in fact, it hit its record highs. Tell us, what are the charts penciling in for the stock?
See, in fact, if you see the entire metal space is buzzing, and within this, if you specifically see the entire steel space, it has been, bucking the trend. So overall, if you see, the chart looks quite sturdy, since Tata Steel has already entered an uncharted territory, considering the overall volume activity that has happened in the recent rally. So it clearly suggests that the next leg of the rally is likely to get unfolded. So from here on, immediately 168, 170 are the levels to watch out for. But one has to take slightly medium-term view. Will not be surprised to see the stock even heading towards 180. So the bias remains positive. Any decline is likely to get bought into. And now the base, earlier base was around 125, 126. It has now shifted towards 140, 145. So any decline from current level towards 155, 158 would be a great buying opportunity in case of Tata Steel.
All right, those are the levels that you should be watching out for Tata Steel. But let's also have a look at Eicher Motors. Then just on the bottom of your screen, you will see the March auto sales data for their Royal Enfield division. And this time, a bit of a disappointment coming in when it comes to Eicher Motors. Nevertheless, the stock was under pressure since the start of the day and now seeing a decline of close to 2%. Why so? Because Eicher Motors Royal Enfield numbers have come in at 75,551 units, while we were expecting this number close to 77,500 units, and that's actually a decline of 1% on a month-on-month basis. So we were expecting a jump on a sequential basis, but the company has disappointed a little bit this time around, and that's why we are seeing the stock under pressure. And similar is the case, I would say that from Hero MotoCorp, Bajaj Auto and TVS Motors, the numbers will be key to track because all these two-wheelers today are a little under pressure. So we are waiting to see more numbers ahead.
And then moving on, so you picked up Vedanta for us. In fact, the metal pack also has been in focus, and in fact, Vedanta was among the top 5 metal stocks that recorded highest ever profit in Q3. Even today, if you look at the stock, it is up and away 5%. Tell us, what are the charts saying for the stock?
See, Vedanta has been one of the laggards in this space since last 7 odd months. But if you see in last couple of weeks, the stock has shown some early signs of revival. Yet it has not broken out from its important hurdles. So 286, 288 should be seen as important hurdle. Once the stock surpasses this, crucial resistance zone, we would see the stock inching towards 300, 305. So we would rather wait for a breakout to happen. The kind of price action that we are witnessing since morning, it suggests that there's a likelihood that this stock would surpass 286 in this leg of the rally itself. But still, to be on the safer side, one should wait for a breakout to happen. And once it surpasses 286, 288, next levels to watch out for around 300, 305 for Vedanta.
Right, that's about Vedanta then. And let's shift focus to Infosys then, because this IT major was in the news flow where they are saying that they are, first of all, there are two news flow. First is that they are expecting an IT refund of over 6,000 crores. So that's one positive news. And the other news that we have on Infosys is a brokerage note, wherein today we got a Morgan Stanley note on Infosys where they maintain their overweight stance on this one with a target price of 1,750 rupees. They are saying that this is a catalyst-driven idea. Their Q4 earnings are on April 18 and FY revenue guidance this time, FY25 revenue guidance this time will be the key to watch, and if that comes out to be positive, then that could be the key catalyst for the stock price movement. For Morgan Stanley, in their estimates, they are expecting 3 to 6% of constant currency revenue growth guidance in their base case, and the base case growth hinges on the strong deal wins in FY24 with a potential bounce back in the second half and implying better conversions of the deal into the revenue as well. So on the back of these two news flows, Infosys is in focus. The stock has come off its day's highest point, but nevertheless is holding on to the green right for now.
Alright, moving on, Samit, coming to you. Piramal Pharma is the name that you picked up from the pharma pack. Do tell us what are you seeing on the charts for this one?
See, overall, if you see, the stock has been, hovering around its important support level since last few weeks. On Friday, we saw a decisive, breakout. In fact, on Thursday, we saw a decisive breakout happening from this particular counter, from the important hurdle of 122. If you look at the volume activity in last 3 to 4 trading sessions, it has risen substantially, so that provides some sort of credence to the move. Hence, we would expect the stock heading towards say 137, 142 kind of zone in probably next week's time. So overall, the bias remains positive from current level up to a dip towards say 127. It would be a good buying opportunity in case of Piramal Pharma.
Right, that's the day coming in on Piramal Pharma. We're moving on. Take us through what's happening with Hindustan Foods then?
Well, yes. Talking about Hindustan Foods, the company has continued to focus more on the manufacturing segment. And when we talk about manufacturing segment, now the company has acquired 3 manufacturing units from SSIPL Retail Limited for shoe manufacturing and specifically sports shoes manufacturing. Now talking about this acquisition, this is actually in line with what the company had announced in December also. And the acquisition is done via the wholly owned subsidiary Shoe Tech Private Limited, and the cost of acquisition as per the companies what they have reported is around 100 crore rupees. Now why this acquisition is important is that if you look at the manufacturing units that they have acquired, these facilities are catering to key customers, and some few to name are like Puma, Reebok, Asics and Skechers. Now these are some big names, and definitely in the sports shoes segment we may see some kind of uptick coming up in the revenues for Hindustan Foods, and that is why if we also look at the stock performance, it is also almost up more than 3.5% in today's trade. So definitely keeping an eye on this stock and see how it performs in the days coming ahead.
Alright, Samit, coming to you then. GR Infra is the stock that you've picked out. I mean, this stock in the last 1 month has given gains of almost 14%. Even today, in fact, it is up 7% in trade today. Is the momentum likely to continue then?
Yes, it looks like stock was muted for quite a long time. If you see in last 6 odd months, the stock was oscillating within a range. Now it has broken out from this congestion zone, and volume activity supports this price activity. So overall, we see this breakout happening, and from here on, the stock is now likely to head towards 1500, 1515 probably next 2 to 3 weeks time. So it's a buy, at current level. As a trader, one should keep a stop around 1345, and we would expect the stock heading towards 1500, 1580 over the next couple of weeks time.
Right, that is GR Infra for you, which are the levels that you should be watching out for. But another stock that is soaring in trade, Ashesha, take us through Garden Reach Shipbuilders. What's the news flow here?
Yes, the company has reported its revenue for the year gone by. It has reported highest ever revenue that it has achieved in FY24, indicating a growth of nearly 33% on a year-on-year basis for FY24. The company says that it has achieved annual turnover of 3,400 crores for FY23-24, which is highest ever in the history of the company. The company also says that robust financial performance has been achieved by effective management of resources and improved internal efficiency. So that's the operational update that has come in from the management, because of which the stock is gaining in trade today. Steady gains that we can see on the stock, 5.7% higher in trade as we speak.
Well, moving on, coming to you, Samit, BSE is what you have picked out for us. Tell us, what are you seeing on the charts for this one?
Undoubtedly, this stock has given stellar moves in last couple of years' time. Already exponential gains in this particular period. But there has been no stopping for this price counter. In fact, in last 6 trading sessions, again the stock reversed from its important psychological mark of 2000, and it has rallied nearly 30-35% in such a short span. Considering the price activity supported by volumes, and since the stock has already entered an uncharted territory, next levels to watch out for would be around 2850, and it would be interesting to see whether this stock managed to surpass 3000 this time or not. So overall, the bias, yes, remains positive. A dip probably toward 2400, 2450 would be a good buy.
Right, those are the levels for BSE then. But Samit, once again coming back to you, take us through what's happening with Mahindra Holidays. As we can see, the stock is not very far from its 52-week high, and today as well, managing to move above that levels of 400.
In last three odd months, this stock was consolidating, and it seems at around 380, 370. This stock has formed a strong base. So this particular support zone coincides with the 200-day simple moving average as well. So overall, this particular support zone looks quite important for this price counter. And since it has moved beyond 400, 405 now, it seems that the stock is now likely to head towards 440, 445. So one should continue to remain positive on this counter. Any further breakout beyond 415 would provide some sort of impetus to the move. And then probably in a couple of weeks' time, you would see this stock heading towards 440.
Right, coming to you, Gaurav, EaseMyTrip is a stock that you've picked out, buying away at 2.5% in trade. Tell us what's the news flow on that one.
For EaseMyTrip, the company has now acquired 5% stake in eTrav Tech Limited for a cost of 33 crore rupees. Now, why this acquisition is important for the company is that this will actually help the company to diversify its portfolio coming ahead. Talking about eTrav specifically, this company offers diverse array in the travel related service, and if we have to name a few, they offer services like flight API, holiday packages, hotels API, bus API, and visa application services. Now, this actually acquisition will help the company to strategically acquire minority stake in the company, and at the same time strengthen the EaseMyTrip's B2B segment. And on back of this news, if we also look at the stock performance, it has been up almost 2.5% in today's trade, and that is why this is one stock that we should definitely keep an eye on in the time coming ahead.
All right, that's the take on EaseMyTrip. But Ashesha, take us through Tata Technologies. This counter is also on the brokerage radars, isn't it?
Absolutely. CLSA BofA in fact has gone ahead and upgraded the stock to buy from their earlier neutral rating, and their revised target price now stands at 1250. So on the back of this upgrade that has come in, we are seeing that spike up come in on the stock, 2.7% higher as we speak. Currently, the stock trades at 1050 odd levels, indicating 20% upside from the current market price. BofA says that aerospace is expected to join automobile segment in steering FY25 growth. Client concentration risk is expected to turn in company's favor, and secular tailwinds in ER&D space and FY25 prospects will also aid the stock going forward. So on the back of this upgrade that has come in from BofA Securities, the stock is gaining nearly 3% in trade today.
Well, moving on then, amid the general elections fever, there is some respite to the road users. Well, sources have informed that the toll tax hike on all national highways has been temporarily put on hold by the centre. Now, the hike of toll rates was supposed to come into effect from the 1st of April, the beginning of FY 24 to 25. My colleague Samir Dixit is joining in with more details on that brewing news.
Yes, you rightly mentioned that there is some respite to the toll users, to the highway users, because the new toll rates which were supposed to come into effect from April 1st midnight, that has been temporarily put on hold by NHAI, and the same decision has been conveyed to all the toll operators or the project directors, that as of now the toll hike has been put on hold till the further orders. What we are picking up from our sources, that the official confirmation or the circular is likely to be issued later in the evening today itself. But this decision will provide some sort of relief to the toll users, because if you see, each year NHAI revises the toll, they increase the toll in correlation with the inflation rate, and this year as well the toll rate was supposed to increase by around 5 to 10% depending on various toll plazas. For example, near to Kanpur or Agra, for lighter vehicles like jeep, car, van, for these vehicles the toll was supposed to increase by ₹5. So earlier the toll for financial year 2023-24 it was ₹50 for these lighter vehicles, and now it was for FY 24-25 it was to increase by ₹5, and then the new toll would have been ₹55. But now the decision has been put on hold by NHAI. It has been communicated to the project directors. We are also picking up from our sources that the decision has been taken in the light of two reasons. One, that there is model code of conduct which is there in place. Secondly, that government also don't want any sort of step that will provide some free way to the opposition, that they may raise their voice or they may show their protest. So seeking that scenario, this decision of increasing the toll rates or the highway toll taxes, that has been put on hold. It is a temporary hold that has been placed by NHAI, and the new rates will come into effect once the official circular is being released by NHAI.
Thank you so much for getting us that exclusive. So 5 to 7% of the toll hike that was scheduled to happen from April 1st itself, that has been put on hold on a temporary basis. So that's the exclusive story that we are getting for you. But with let's get back to the stock specific action then. And Samit, coming back to you, you have picked up Bharti Airtel, and the stock has been one of the key outliners for this particular year since the start of this calendar year. Tell us, what are the next levels that you are looking out when it comes to Bharti Airtel?
Yes, as you rightly pointed out, the stock has been one of the consistent performers in last 3 to 4 months. However, it seems that at high level, this stock has is likely to slip into a consolidation mode. So we would expect some consolidation before the stock, resuming its high degree uptrend. So immediate, range to watch out for would be around 1250 on the higher side, and there is important and strong support around 1190. So this particular level, coincides with the 20-day exponential moving average. So in case if this stock slides below 1190, we would see a short-term, profit booking in its counter. But there's a strong support around 1150, 1130. So in case of any short-term blip, any dip towards 1150, 1130 is likely to get caught.
All right, that was the last stock of the day. Samit, Shesha, Gaurav and Dhwani, thank you so much for joining us today. With that, viewers, we're completely out of time on this edition of Market Fatafat. Shrishti and I will take a leave. Thank you so much for tuning in.